Jimmy Garoppolo. How are you going to remember Garoppolo? I'm going to remember him as the quarterback who was their first quarterback who had success in the Shanahan-Lynch era.
Yep.
And I'm going to remember him right now as as of right now, he's the only proven quarterback, proven winner, as far as I'm concerned,
Those are
as quarterback for the 49ers. Brock Purdy did it for half a year. You know, he's got to put in another year before you really start, I think, thinking you can count on him, right?
Yeah, but you and I, we don't disagree, but, you know, we kind of talk about what players here, athletes, the noise, the jackals, and Steiny with social media. I think all of Curry said he used to look at Twitter at halftime. My point is, and one of the traits that I like about Jimmy is he has thick skin. All the stuff that was said about him, even when it was just his job and his job only, this last year where it looked like they were just, hey, Jimmy, we need you in the backyard. We don't need you, to mess nothing up. But to be able to go through that, have enough self-confidence to come back, take the reins again, and kind of ball out, I'm hoping people, the Raiders have no defense. Well, that ain't Jimmy's job. His job is to get the ball to Adams and the rest of the gang. Waller, I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. He's got a starting job. And Steiny, I didn't talk to you Friday, but I had the conversation with others. I was like, man, is Jimmy going to be left out? Is he going to be relegated to be a backup? But he got a gig, and he's single in LV.
Yeah, the 49ers. Brock Purdy and Trey Lance right now is who they're moving forward with. Brock Purdy's successful surgery on Friday. He's expected to be ready for the opener, which is in approximately 6 months. But, I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about Purdy, and I think this is kind of who he is as a quarterback, and it might be good enough. He was good. There's absolutely no doubt that Brock Purdy came in and did the job. Will they need someone a little more dynamic than him to take him to the next level? Is Brock Purdy significantly better than Jimmy Garoppolo, let's say, over the next year or two, which is when the 49ers hope to get this thing done? I do know this. The 49ers just lost their security deposit.
That's what you call it.
Security blanket, rather. 38-17. 38-17. You think Brock Purdy's going to be 38-17 as a starting quarterback for the 49ers?
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you really how I feel. You used the word dynamic. I think he showed us he was dynamic, Brock Purdy. My biggest thing now is, and my question is, and he played good against Dallas. He didn't mess it up. My thing is, he has this uncanny ability to look downfield and get the playmakers the ball. That's just what he's trying to do. My thing is this elbow. And I know a lot of people are being proactive. I don't think he has to answer questions anymore, Brock Purdy, that is, about can I play? Can I read defenses? I think it's about, will there be any setbacks in this elbow? And if there are, no harm, no foul. But Steiny then enters the question, which we thought the question was solved because it wasn't going to, we didn't care. What is Trey Lance? That's eating at me. Is he going to be the starter week one if there's a delay in Brock Purdy's, rehab?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Great place in Vegas, too. On Sundays they play music, swimming pool rehab, and all the young people go and kick it. Jimmy will be able to do some of that.
Don't they play on Sundays?
Well, off season started.
Oh, okay. Lou's in San Francisco. What's up, Lou? How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. Love the show. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you.
All right. I want to make a quick comment on Andre Iguodala. Always been a huge fan.
All right.
Isn't it time to let him go? He's not really helping anybody out right now.
Oh, that's it. Thanks, Lou. Appreciate it.
That air ball. Go ahead, Steiny. You.
No, go ahead.
I think he's hurting his legacy.
Oh, please.
Yep.
Who's ever hurt their legacy? Did Michael Jordan hurt his by playing with the Wizards?
I don't remember him playing for the Wizards. That's how much it hurt me to watch him. But Steiny, what's he doing? Shooting the air ball? Come on, and then what about the bounce pass? He tried to bounce pass through the defender's legs. I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, other way, Utah. Andre, if you're listening, I love you, man. But come on, Steiny. This may be worse than goo at the 24, man. And maybe your brother's just working it out. It'll get greater. It'll start tonight. But I'm like, damn it, Kuminga, if you don't hurry up and get back.
Andre's 39 years old, and he was probably a +4, though, the other night.
Well, I heard you and JD a little bit. The plus minus, that can really be. And if we're talking about +4 and we're trying to do, come on, man. But he shot that air ball Stadium ball. I was like, come on.
That's what happens. Your legs go.
Hey, you ain't got to tell me.
Anthony in Concord. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
Good morning to you. So I kind of want to put the rat on the table of the Jimmy G conversation. I'm just like, I'm going to remember him as just being Jimmy G. And we keep throwing this word around like success. He's had success. He had success. But like, if you don't win the big one, then what? Nobody remembers you. Like, you have to win it all. And that goes for Jimmy G. That goes for any other quarterback, and it definitely goes for coaches as well. We can keep talking about how these guys do in the regular season. We can keep talking about how these guys do in the playoffs. But if you don't end the season with the Lombardi, it's not a success. It's just like a woman dating a guy for 10 years. If you don't get a ring after it, it was literally not a success. You can have all kind of good memories if you want, but you still wasted your time. So I'm just tired of really talking about this like, like he was like the best thing since sliced bread. He was a serviceable quarterback, and he did as much as he could do with what he had available. But at this point, there's really not much more to talk about because we didn't get the Lombardi Trophy at the end of it all. And so it's time for him to go, and it's time for us to move forward with the options that we have at quarterback, and we will see what happens.
Don't hang up because I love your calls. I'm blown away because if you want to really be fair, the man took you to a Super Bowl and 2 NFC championship games. Doesn't that mean something? Or if you're going to break down all who gets the credit, I mean, that it sounds like you're just dismissing that. Everybody doesn't win a Super Bowl. And now the Raiders looked at Jimmy because of that, I believe, and said, you know what? He can hold it down.
Well, that's the thing. They just looked at what options were available, and they went with the best option available. It doesn't make Jimmy G like this like awesome quarterback. They just looked at the lay of the land. Yeah. Nobody wants to go with Lamar Jackson because of the contract situation. You really don't know what's coming out of the college circuit. Tom Terrific is, in flux. Flacco sucks, and all these other options suck. So they went with the best option that they have. It's the same reason why the guy got the job over there in Washington. What's his name? Their quarterback, and then what happened? He started throwing a bunch of interceptions, and they benched him. Like the quarterback, the quarterback market is not good, and that's why these guys are getting money and getting picked up. It doesn't mean that they're awesome. They're just looking at what's available and saying, okay, we'll go with Jimmy. I mean, Geno Smith was in the junkyard a few years ago, and the Seahawks picked him up, and he played good enough to where they looked at the lay of the land and realized, okay, he's the best thing that we have right now. But I can guarantee you that both teams did a more of a team-friendly deal to front-load the contract, so if they need to get out of the contract later on, they will. But, I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy. I'm just saying that, the point of you playing these 17 games is to win the Super Bowl. And we can't keep looking at what he did and what he did. Because if he didn't win the Super Bowl, what are we really talking about 2-3 years from now?
Well,
yeah, I'm out on that.
Yeah, I'm with you, Steiny, because we could make an argument that Mosley on the 3rd and 15 in the Super Bowl against Kansas City blew it last year. Who dropped that pop-up? Tart. Come on, man. The other facets of the team had something to do with you losing those games.
And do we know for sure the 49ers didn't just get rid of, or do we know for sure that the 49ers' best quarterback didn't just leave? I'm not ready to say Purdy's better than Garoppolo.
That's a fair question. And I think it's a respectful question.
Not after 9 games. So, Purdy played terrific for the 49ers. You know who else did? Jimmy Garoppolo, when he played those first 5 games, when he first arrived from New England. So Jimmy Garoppolo, no longer a San Francisco 49er. He signed with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
$34 million guaranteed for 3 years, $67 million overall. That's from Adam Schefter. Some other 49er news. Former Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave. He is a 49er. 4 years, $80 million. That includes a $40 million guarantee. So the San Francisco 49ers have plucked Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave from Philly. And then Mike McGlinchey, he is gone. He is going to the Denver Broncos, according to Diane Rossini of ESPN. McGlinchey with $50 million in guaranteed money. So
he
Jimmy
was the poster
Garoppolo.
boy for what was wrong with the Niners offensive line. Here he goes to Denver, and they're looking at him as the savior. I don't want to hate on McGlinchey, but damn, he got 50 mil, 50 M, Stoney.
You know, the whole idea of Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't successful because he didn't win a Super Bowl. So is it possible for any quarterback to have a successful season without winning a Super Bowl? Like, to me, Jalen Hurts had a hell of a year.
What?
He had a great year. He's still young. He can build on it. Obviously, Garoppolo's a little bit older. 49ers are 38-17 with Garoppolo.
Damn.
They're going to be 38-17 over the next, 4 years? 38-17, 55, 32. Yeah, it's 3.5 years. 49ers going to go 38-17 in the next 3.5 years with whatever quarterback they go with, whether it's Purdy, whether it's Trey Lance, whether it's somebody else. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is the best quarterback in the NFL, but I do think that the 38-17 speaks for itself, and the next quarterback's going to have to win as much as Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Question is, can he do it? Can he do it?
I'll tell you what, he's got toys on both sides of the ball now with this addition of Hargraves down there. I know I sound redundant. I'm just imagining that defensive coordinator, first-year defensive coordinator, Wilkes. I mean, he's probably he's got to be nothing but giddy. And now whatever quarterback, if it's Brock Purdy or Lance, I mean, you got McCaffrey at your disposal, you know. You got 2 receivers. They've been another season under their belt with Debo and Ayuk, and then George Kittle. Man.
669 on the Xfinity Mobile text line if you want to jump into the conversation. 888-957-9570. The Jimmy Garoppolo tenure is over. He is signing with the Las Vegas Raiders. 3 years, $67 million, including $34 million guaranteed. Jimmy Garoppolo's 6-year stint with the San Francisco 49ers is over. How would you define it? How would you define the Jimmy Garoppolo era in San Francisco? We obviously have mixed feelings about him. I'm with this guy at the 6'6", from the 669. 39-18 is 49ers quarterback, 1 Super Bowl appearance, another NFC championship, 13,000 yards, 67% completion, 82 touchdowns, 42 interceptions. Jimmy, and I agree, 669, was the epitome of a solid quarterback. Not great, not bad, solid.
Yeah, but he took you there twice, 90. And when I say there, 2 of the biggest games you could play in the NFL, one a Super Bowl and the other being the game before the Super Bowl, which is the NFC Championship game. I'm not hating on Jimmy.
Problem is that a lot of 49er fans will say he didn't take them. He just happened to be the quarterback on a team with a great defense and unbelievable weapons.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, but your question has me thinking and scratching my head. Did the best quarterback that the Niners have leave the building? That is fascinating.
I mean, who knows?
And if they're not done in free agency and they go add whatever offensive lineman, you still have this question, and the health is a part of it. The Red Cross again with Brock Purdy, Stoney. If there's a delay,
561 football is entertainment, according to the Xfinity Mobile text line.
Okay,
success doesn't have to equal a Super Bowl. Did they entertain and Jimmy provided something fun to follow and root for. Yeah, I'm with you. 49ers had success under Jimmy Garoppolo. 38-17 regular season record. And
now they did have some without him because Brock Purdy mania took over, Stoney.
They were going to the playoffs with Purdy without Purdy anyway.
Yeah.
49ers were going to get to the playoffs with Garoppolo. Who's to say Garoppolo doesn't win 2 more games? He was 4-2 in the postseason. What's Purdy? 2-1? They both have the same winning percentage.
And that's just crazy. The one thing that we could all agree on, the best ability, and this is not it, is availability. Had Jimmy not gotten hurt, Steiny, we don't even see Brock Purdy.
Maybe not.
That's incredible.
Probably not. Eric's in South San Francisco. What's up, Eric? How you feeling about Jimmy Garoppolo now that he's gone?
Oh, man. You know what? We got to love Jimmy, and we got to respect Jimmy. But he got hurt. I mean, they put in Lance, and then after that, Jimmy had his chance to come back and to be well when Purdy got hurt. They just didn't do what Shanahan said he was going to do, that he would be ready to play when he got better. But then they just kept going with the luck of Purdy, and it was so nice to see. It was a great thing. It was just so much what Dallas Cowboys, that victory right there, just put him up on top. And I think that after that, they just said, we're going to ride him all the way through, and it just happened to be the fate of injury. And otherwise, I don't think Purdy no one would have stopped him.
Maybe not.
Wow.
Maybe not. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Appreciate the call. Where does Jimmy rank in terms of all-time 49er quarterbacks? Montana, young Montana.
Our guy, Jeff Garcia, third to me. I'd put Jimmy behind Garcia's.
What Garcia ever do?
Don't step in it.
Oh, yeah, that's a 4.
How many Super Bowls Garcia played?
But it was all right. I'm just
asking.
Yeah.
None?
Never, right,
How many NFC championships Garcia playing? I seriously, I forget. I'm
okay.
sorry.
But listen to me, and I can't forget Alex Smith and Kaepernick. You know what? I'm going Cap third.
That's fine.
All right.
I didn't say Garoppolo was third.
Yeah.
I'm just asking whether.
But it's
whether
what do you want to do if you want to be that person to say, "Oh, the defense carried them." I look at a dude just with what are you bringing to the table in regard to if we put you in 10-2, do you got a strong arm? Can you do this or that? I thought the defense a majority of the time could trick Jimmy, and I don't know if you saw that montage of going around on social media yesterday before Jimmy signed all his interceptions. You could do that for every quarterback. It was bad, but I'm happy for Jimmy. He got paid, and he's got some weaponry on offense, man.
888-957-9570 is the number. It's also the Xfinity mobile text line. Jimmy Garoppolo is signing with the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr from the Raiders to the Saints. Jimmy Garoppolo from the Niners to the Raiders. It leaves the 49ers right now with Brock Purdy and with Trey Lance. And the security blanket is gone. The 49ers, they just lose their best quarterback. 38-17. Took them to a Super Bowl, or at least was the quarterback on a team that got to the Super Bowl. You rather have Brock Purdy or Jimmy Garoppolo? I understand Brock Purdy because the thinking, the thought process is Purdy has a bigger upside. Yeah. I think that's the thought process now for Brock Purdy, but he's going to have to deliver.